What's up, Aquarius? We got a card pulled from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck, and then we'll do the actual reading. And this card is Cassandra with the subtext of grace, inner beauty, inspirations, euphoria, visions, supernatural powers, synergy. In traditional Chinese medicine, flavors are seen as energetic symbols within a plant, demonstrating its distinct healing traits. Cassandra berry contains all 5 flavors: sweet, bitter, salty, sour, and pungent, directly signaling all-encompassing and highly medicinal nature, and earning its name, Wu Wei Zi, or 5-flavored berry. Perfectly yin-yang balance, Cassandra nurtures all 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And enters all 12 energy channels or meridians of the human body. As the symbol of longevity and beauty, even suggesting the ability to attain immortality, Cassandra is pictured often in ancient Chinese art. Considered a panacea, it increases energy, prolongs life without aging, and benefits the mind, supports the eyes, acts as an anti-inflammatory, helps against radiation, protects from the nervous system, toxicity, cleanses heavy metal toxicity, supports adrenal functions, supports the lungs, benefits sexual function, balances hormones, and protects the skin. Cassandra is ruled by Jupiter, and it has an all-encompassing, longevity-enhancing, and expansive medicinal nature. The way it embraces all 5 elements, all 12 energetic channels, all flavors, provides longevity to every organ system, and harmonizes all polarities. Also, signature of Venus. This is the guidance portion. Like the Temperance card in the tarot, the goddess holds a cup of water representing the subconscious as she crosses over a stream of water. Representing the conscious mind, Cassandra's medicine teaches us about the high alchemy of beauty, grace, and the harmony of dualities. Like the medicine of the swan, Cassandra is here today to remind you of the grace within balance, patience, and moderation. You're being invited to allow life force to flow through with you without force or resistance. Follow your visions and pay close attention to the subtle language in your body and surroundings. If you feel out of orbit or aloof, make time to ground. Grounding will only facilitate your development to a higher consciousness. Excuse me. A few things. One, this is the only reading where I was, kind of unprepared, right? So I had to, I'm not sure if you heard that in the beginning, but I actually had to flip or open the book and flip to Cassandra. Usually I have the actual page open before I start reading, and then I get this this message of kind of like this plant that encompasses so much in terms of there's a balance, there's a tremendous gift here. And I'm thinking about, I think you guys should understand something, and this idea of your talents, right? Talent without ambition is a bird without wings, and that's something that maybe you guys might need to hear, because a lot of you could take it for granted in terms of your abilities and your natural gifts. That is something that you guys may have that's already inherent, but I want you guys to understand something, that there will never when you are willing to really outwork people in general, there's something very powerful in that by itself, right? So that concept of being naturally talented, it is powerful. Um, but when it comes down to the way we're in right now, the life we're in, it's not. It's that's not your test. Your talent isn't going to be your test. Your test is basically facing through any type and really gaining structure, it seems like. So structure to go through and really, really hone your craft to a level um, that is superior to where it is now, but it's also, in terms of the work that you put in, that energy behind it isn't going to be something that's just natural talent, but it's going to be natural talent mixed in with the going back to the quote earlier, with the actual ambition and the effort and the sustenance that it really that people, like a lot of seasoned professionals are going to look for in life. They're not going to they're gonna like the hot shots, but really, when it comes down to it, the test isn't going to be in your talent. It's going to be in your resiliency to keep at something. Your focus and your effort. So this idea of being perfectly balanced and there is such a tremendous ability here in terms of ability to actually get things done, and that idea of pairing that with any type of, or not any type, but real genuine ambition to do something, that's where you actually fulfill what your soul is here to do, you know. If you were given talent, if you were given ability to do something, find out how to use that and do the best you can, because time is precious, right? When you can utilize time to the best of your ability to do whatever you need to do, it's that's really something, and it's really nice to see in terms of in general, and it's comforting when it comes down to anybody just who's like looking for people to even work with, you know. And this idea of, because I suppose this idea of like true balance and true patience, there isn't anything like a like, I'm not telling you to go out and, just respect the older generation just because they're older. A lot of them are not just not respectable people, honestly, and that's like that's genuine thing, right? They deserve respect, and they deserve. When I say respectable, I mean they demand a level of respect that is not. That is not accurate to the amount that they really give to people, because I see a lot of the older generation demanding of some kind of respect, and just in the U.S. particularly, I would say they handed a Ponzi scheme down to the next generation, and they want to be thanked for it in a lot of cases, when the Ponzi scheme is now worth one generation less. You know what I'm saying? So like, this idea of like respecting a lot of this, it's interesting. Like, I am never going to speak bad about or disrespect an elder, but it's not like I'm going to cling on to everything they say is the absolute truth either. You know what I'm saying? So there has to be an understanding there. This idea of treating time with respect is something that you may need to understand, as like, for instance, this idea of Saturn. there's something called the Saturn return that happens every 28 to or like late 20s, early 30s, right? You have this idea of a Saturn return. People before the Saturn return, right? You got the early and the mid 20 something year olds, or even younger than that. A lot of them, they don't they have this understanding of themselves that is, hey, I'm going to make it to the Forbes under 30 because I'm the hottest thing out there. I got everything and stuff like that, and uh, and that's something that Saturn fixes. That's something that Saturn comes through, and it really does say, okay, that's nice, but let's talk about what's really gonna happen now, right? There becomes a real respect for time, and it's best if you get that message, if you are in any case, like especially for people who are under, before their Saturn return, to get that lesson and understand it, because then there's more potential for you to actually tap in to what Saturn, the real gift of Saturn. And that is, it's real, it's a genuine gift, and it is how you go through and really are respected by generations after you. It's how you maintain legacy. It's how you really do impact generations, impact any and everyone that comes after you. So, especially when you have this much talent and this much skill. So, that idea of being perfectly balanced, there's a heavy, there's a heaviness that has to come with this, right? Because I'm not somebody that reads this card and or reads this idea and this description and thinks, okay, well, this person is special. These people must be special in this particular way. There's a very clear idea of specialness to it, but this is, we want you to hone that craft to build something very much sustainable, real, resilient. So that talent, those abilities, that becomes a responsibility that needs to be very much equal and opposite to the capabilities that you have now. And with that being said, I will see you next week. Have a good week.